This isn't one of those videos where I tell you to quit medicine or that you shouldn't be a doctor, nothing like that. I'm simply here to share some of the realities, which includes both pros and cons related to being a doctor, and these are just things that I wish I knew before going into the career. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, Malika is my name. I'm a doctor by background, but I recently transitioned into the pharmaceutical space. On this channel, I share videos related to career, travel, and self-development. Okay, now let's get into it. Your career path may not always be linear, meaning you go straight from internship into basic training, into higher specialty training, and then become a consultant. You may have to take years in between where you do non-scheme jobs, or you might take some time to do research, and this is just because the competition ratios are very, very high for a lot of these schemes. So you don't always get onto these schemes your first time around, and you have to spend time trying to develop your portfolio. On to point number 2, you constantly have to be doing exams, audits, research. There's just a lot of work in the background that you have to do aside from your 9 to 5. And I know many of us talk about lifelong learning when we're going through our interview process. However, the realities of it don't hit you until you're working all day, then you have to go home and go straight into studying at night or go straight into writing or paper. It could be a lot. Third point is it can be very expensive. So annually you have to pay registration fees. Example, in Ireland it's 560 euros every year just to be on the register. If you're part of a royal college, you have to pay fees to them as well. You also have to pay for the exams as well to be a part of those royal colleges. You have to pay to do training courses, which could be hundreds to thousands of euros or pounds. If you're attending conferences, you pay for those as well. You pay to do research and to submit your research at times. However, I would say in the UK and Ireland, there is some compensation to help with that, but still a lot of the fees are out of pocket. There is a lot of admin and paperwork involved in the job, both for junior doctors and even for consultants, which was not something that I expected. At times it would feel like I was spending more time in front of the computer and writing letters than actually treating patients. So in terms of the paperwork, a lot of it was discharge summaries, which had to go to the patient's GP. Some of it would be asking other specialists to see them in the outpatient setting. And what kind of confused me is that you would be writing to specialists within your own hospital at times. One thing to keep in mind though is that health tech is evolving at a very rapid rate. So I do think that in the future, junior doctors would have a lot less paperwork to do, a lot less of those admin tasks. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, point number 5. So due to the increase in medical negligence cases and litigations, you're finding more and more doctors practicing defensive medicine, which means that they order tests and scans that may not necessarily be needed just in case the case goes to court. So due to the increase in litigations, a lot of the senior doctors tend to remind you that your notes could show up in court any day, which is a little bit stressful because then you have to remember to always use neutral language, be as detailed as possible, be specific, write down timestamps, because it all matters at the end of the day. The job doesn't become easier, but you become better. You become better at managing patients, better at managing your time, better at getting this work-life balance if you try. So just trust the process, trust yourself, and don't stress. If studying in the US is something that you have ever even remotely considered, I suggest doing your USMLEs in college. The reason I say this is because while you're in college, a lot of the information that they cover is still fresh, it's stuff that you're currently learning, and it also becomes a lot more challenging to study for the USMLEs whilst balancing your day job. You may be in the room when bad news is delivered or when patients or their families are very distressed. So you have to find that balance between detaching yourself from the job, but also maintaining a degree of empathy towards them. This can of course be a bit challenging, and it takes a little bit of time to learn and figure this out, but it's a skill that you will have to acquire. On the opposite side of that coin, at times you do get to deliver good news, or you do get to help somebody feel so much better, which can be incredibly rewarding. Point number 9, you could learn so many life lessons from your patients if you just take some time to sit down and have a chat with them. I think this was something I had more time to do as a medical student, but you heard some really incredible stories, and it was really nice just to learn a part of other people's journey. So point number 10, and we're ending on a positive note, you spend so much time in the hospital and surrounded by your colleagues that many of you do go on to become lifelong friends and you form genuine connections. So there you go. Those are the 10 things that I wish I knew before becoming a doctor. If you're a doctor yourself, is there anything you feel like I left out? Do drop it down in the comment section. Or if you found this insightful, let me know as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more. Bye.